What up, guys? Here in Nashville, Tennessee, I'm about to head to McKay's used bookstore. This has to be one of the biggest bookstores in America. I've traveled all of America sourcing books, and this is by far probably the best location I can go to and expect to leave with some profit. Supposedly they put 10,000 fresh books on the shelf every day, or they sell 10,000 books every day, which means 10,000 fresh books need to be put on the shelf. Not sure if that's true or not. There's certainly a lot of competition at McKay's. So they have locations from Nashville to Chattanooga to Knoxville, Tennessee to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And you'll go in here and on a bad day, you'll see 5-10 other resellers. So I'm definitely gonna be looking out for the competition. I'm at the point now where I get recognized a lot. Not that I'm famous or anything,
wow,
but I'm famous in bookstores and libraries. So sometimes people pretend like they don't know me, sometimes people fanboy out. But either way, I'm gonna go in here and look for the freshest inventory I can find. The fresh inventory is the best inventory. That means when the workers are rolling out the fresh books, you best bet I'm gonna be swarming around them like a hawk while they load up the shelves. I'm not gonna be too annoying though. They will kind of yell at you if you stand too close to them. But the old dogs here, which might be watching this video right now, they feel like they own the place. These old people, they use PDAs. It's basically like a database. It looks like a Game Boy kinda, and it's got a database of books downloaded on it. It's from like the early 2000s, from the 1900s, honestly. And it's like outdated. They update it. They download their new data for what books are profitable, and they use that device to scan the books. But we got better technology on our phones, guys. Scout IQ, Scoutly, whatever you're using. So I'm gonna go in here, and my intention is to scan the freshest inventory I can find. So I'm gonna bounce around to a couple different sections. I'm gonna go over to the DVDs, see how they're doing. There's probably a huge opportunity with CDs here. But the problem with the CDs is they're all aligned vertical. So you have to like literally pick up each CD if you want to scan it. If I'm not hitting DVDs or books, which would be terrible, I don't expect that to happen, I may head over to the CD section and just use the Amazon Seller app and title scan all these CDs. But I'm out here right now, McKay's. Let's go in here and make some profit. So outside of McKay's, they have a free book section. So I'm actually starting over here in the free book section just to see, you know, my buy cost is $0. So if I can pick anything up for a profit here, it would be good. So as you can see, I actually don't have my triggers turned on yet, but I am looking at the profit at the top. As you can see, there's like this weird sticker here. So I'm trying to see if I can find the ISBN. But honestly, these books aren't looking very good. I do scan through about 10 more of these books, but nothing's really looking promising. So let's go ahead and move on into the store. Okay, so here I am in the textbook section. I like to start with the textbook section because, I mean, textbooks sell for a ton on Amazon. There's a lot of people that can't sell textbooks. Actually, all new Amazon accounts after 2017 can't sell textbooks. So I have an account that can. So some people, they do leave, you know, books on the shelf here occasionally, but this is like probably the most picked over section that exists in any bookstore is the textbook section, because textbooks go for so much. So even if you can't sell textbooks, you can still pick them up and sell them to a buyback company. If you go to Bookscouter.com, there's lots of buyback companies. And here I thought this one was good, but I'm going to actually look this up. So I'm going to do a live lookup real quick with this. You can see it's only making $15 profit. My buy cost is currently $0. This book's going to cost me $15 to purchase. So even though it's $15 profit, it's just not worth picking up. So let's move on. But my point is, you might find a textbook in the store and you might be restricted in it, but you might be able to sell it to somebody who's going to purchase it. Like Books Run's a good company. I don't recommend Textbook Rush, but there's other companies out there you can sell to. And also RestrictedInventory.com is a service where you can send your books. It's a business I started, but my partner gets the majority of the profit. But you can send it to us and we'll sell the book for you and pay you half the profit. So just because you're restricted in a textbook doesn't mean you should leave it on the shelf. But this textbook section is just not hitting. I continue to scan basically like half of the books, and I just wasn't getting hits. So let's go ahead and go on over to the art section. Okay, so here I am in the art section, and I'm finding a lot of non-barcode books. This is usually pretty good because people are too lazy to look up non-barcode books, and I have no idea how competitive this thrift store has been lately. I actually end up seeing somebody in just a second. You'll see me look over, and there's I think I saw maybe 2 scanners today, but a lot of scanners are too lazy to look up the non-barcode books. So since I'm not getting many hits, I'm actually going to start looking up these non-barcode books and seeing if I can find anything. So what I do is I take any books without barcodes and I stack them in a pile like you see down here. I'll throw them in a pile right there, just like that. And what that allows me to do is at the very end, when I'm done scanning all the books, I just quickly look up all the non-barcode books. And here's, anytime a book doesn't have a barcode, but it has an ISBN, you can quickly click on ISBN at the bottom. You can actually scan that ISBN number. And that allows you to quickly process books without barcodes that do have the ISBN number on the back. Here we have a $9.90 profit book, but the buy cost is just too high. I mean, a lot of these books are going for $5 plus, so it's just not worth it. All right, time to process these non-barcode books. As you can see, I just have the Amazon Seller app open, and I'm just cover scanning these. And this allows me to quickly look and see, all I'm looking for here is a low merchant price, like above $10. So this is a $4 buy cost. I'm not even really getting a match here. I'm just not going to waste my time on this. I'm trying to move to a section that has at least some hits, because when you get hits in a section, you know that there's probably more good books there. It's like fishing. Like when you find a spot that the fish are biting, that's probably the spot you want to keep fishing. But I've gotten no bites yet. So let's see here, $25. No, that wasn't good. Hate is what we need. Yeah, just too low of prices here, $18, $12. I mean, let's move on to a different section. Okay, so here I am in the economics section, and we have a $7.56 profit book. I'm going to do a live lookup. It's currently buy boxing $19.99 is the live price. $4 is the price for this book. So let's look at the stats one more time here. So you see $4 is the price, and $7 is a profit. I have no buy costs entered here, so I'm going to go ahead and enter $4 just to see what I'm left with and if my triggers would accept it. Not that my triggers make it, worth it or not, but I just kind of like to see what's going on here. So with a $4 buy cost, I'm still left with $5 true profit. So I'm going to pick this book up. And pro tip, I do like to click on the Amazon icon in the bottom right corner. Now what I'm doing is I'm just looking up the actual prices on Amazon to ensure that this book is truly buy boxing for $19.99. And if you watch, I'm going to click on filter by Prime so I can see all the other Prime sellers. And this top seller is not really Prime because it's not going to get there till May 6th. It's April 30th right now. So I'm looking for true Prime offers here, meaning the customer is actually going to get it in 2 days. And this is looking pretty healthy. $19 buy box. I'm going to pick it up. Okay, so now I'm here in this like educational section. This is like teachers' books, stuff like that. And we have a $19 profit book here. Always the live lookup. $31.38 buy box. $15 profit. My buy cost is still at $4. I need to update this. I think it takes me a second to realize that my buy cost is at $4. Boom. Now I edit this to $8 because that's what I would actually pay for it. And still $11 profit. E-score is 55. This is a pretty fast mover. That means it sold at least 55 times over the last 6 months. Let's move on and see if we can find any more profit in this section. So as I was scanning, I actually noticed my competition walked by me. If this is you, comment below. We made eye contact a few times, but we didn't say anything to each other. But you had a full cart of books, man.
Wow.
You look like you were doing a pretty good job. Looks like you've been hanging out there for a little bit longer than me. But he had a pretty nice haul that day. All right, back to scanning this teaching section here. I have it in 2x speed now. So I'm not actually scanning this fast, but speed is the name of the game. Now what I'm doing is I actually pulled out all the non-barcode books this time, and I didn't pull them and throw them on the floor like last time. Sometimes what I like to do is just pull them out like an inch. That way when I go back through the section, I know all the books that are pulled out an inch are the non-barcode books. Now look at this. I scan it with the Amazon Seller app, and immediately this looks really good. We have a $49.99 low merchant offer at the top here, 2.2 million ranked book. I'm going to go ahead and open this up and boom, click on used offers, $23 low FBA. This is not even the ASIN I end up selling it on. There's a better ASIN that I found. You guys will see later in the video when I go to list this book, but we're going to make an easy $50 profit on that book. And the Amazon seller app, what that told me was, hey, this has a really high low merchant price. And whenever there's a high low merchant price and your buy cost is relatively low, I think I only paid $6 for that book, and I'm going to sell it for 50 plus. You guys will see later in the video. Here's another book I'm looking up. But this one I know immediately is a pass, $11. In this bookstore, it's rare to find a book for less than $2. So, $11, there's not much margin to be had. Okay, so this is a section that really started doing good for me. It was the Native American section. And the only reason why it did good is because it's fresh inventory. I saw a lady putting fresh books on the shelf. And this was a non-barcode book right here that I scanned with the Amazon seller app. You can see it's going for $59.99. And the low FBA is $87. So I'm going to pick this up, and this is one of my best finds. I actually opened SellerAmp. You don't have to use SellerAmp, but SellerAmp allows you to quickly look at the Keepa graph. So as you can see, I'm typing in the title here, and now I can open up Keepa on SellerAmp, and I see all these green spikes over time, which I have my mom here. What do green spikes mean, Mom?
Sales.
Yes. So whenever you see these green lines go down, that means there's sales. I'm teaching my mom how to sell books.
I already know how to sell books.
For almost 2 years now, and she's still struggling with this concept. Look, so when you see these green lines go down.
I know it. I teach middle school. Spikes should be going up. Spikes should be going up if it's a sale.
No.
I know.
Why does it go down? Because it's like golf. The lower the score, the better. You don't want a high score, so lower sales rank, the better. Okay. So every time it goes down, this is good. So, I mean, you guys will see later in this video when I go to list this book, I'll break down the Keepa a little bit more. But, I mean, this has consistent sales. It's currently listed at $60. I'm going to pick this up for a couple bucks. And, yeah, it's a good buy. Okay, so back to my analogy earlier. It's just like fishing. Like when you find a good book, there's probably more good books around. Now, granted, that was a non-barcode book. So a lot of times you will find good non-barcode books in overpicked sections. But again, I know that this is fresh inventory. I know at this bookstore, they stock books from the top down. So I know that the best inventory is likely going to be at the top. And I'm just blazing through these as quickly as possible.
That happened to me the other night in the psychology section.
What?
Top down. All of a sudden, I started hitting a lot of profitable books.
Exactly. So my mom's saying she realized that at the top shelf it was better. She didn't know they stocked the books at the top. She's been going to this bookstore for over a year. But the way they do it is they take the books from the top shelf and move them to the bottom shelf. And so, maybe at your Savers or Goodwill or Salvation Army or Bookstore, wherever you're going to, maybe they stock books on the left side. Maybe they put a certain color sticker. So always remember, guys, the fresh inventory is the best inventory. Don't think that Native American sections are like the go-to section. It's just so happened. Well, here's another good book here, $39 profit. Boom, live lookup. This is a good book. When I price this book, I'm going to price it a little bit lower. As you can see, there's the $53 offer right here and $57. With any high rank book, I talk about prime bumps and making more money selling prime, but if we're talking anything over like really $1 million, you don't want to be too greedy. We're going to go ahead and come in at the low price of $53.99. And again, you guys will see later when I list these books and tally up my profit, I'll kind of go over my pricing strategy and everything with that. But today we're picking up a lot of books like these, which I'm not too upset with because look, we have 2 used offers we're competing against. The E-score is 3, so it sold at least it's had a day with the sale at least 3 times over the last 180 days. And it looks like a 2.8 million doesn't sound great, but we're certainly going to sell this pretty quickly. All right, so I found a lot of these non-barcode books, but there are the ISBN numbers. So on Scout IQ, I just click on ISBN at the bottom, and I'm just blazing through these non-barcode books that are on the shelf. I mean, this is $26 profit, E-score 4. Only a $2 buy cost. I don't have to look at any data. Like, this is good. All right, let's keep picking away at this section. There's a non-barcode book. Quickly scan it with the OCR technology of Scout IQ. Boom. Just blazing through this section. Just blazing through it. Boom, here we go. $11 profit, E-score 8. $4 buy cost. Now, this is one, it's not instantly like, oh, I should buy this, but there's only 13 offers. There are 2 FBA offers. I don't like that. I realize there might be a chance this book tanks to a break-even price since the low merchants are hanging out at $9. You see in that left-hand column there, that is not, I don't like that, but $9 isn't too low. I mean, I think I'm at least going to sell this, and it's a smaller book, at least above 15 bucks. We can probably sell it for 29. I am weary of these other 2 sellers that I do have to share the buy box for, but for $4, I'm going to risk making $20 profit all day. And like I said, very low chance I don't get that money back. Okay, so as I'm scanning here, I realize my database is really old. So be sure to download the freshest database on whatever scouting app you're using. Because I do a lot of live lookups. I'm doing a lot of live lookups today, and they're just like way different in prices. Like I actually think this database is probably a few months old. I just haven't updated it in a while. And it's not that big of a deal. Like a book that was profitable in the past is probably going to be profitable in the future. But look at this real quick. So I scan this non-barcode book here, $7 profit. Let's do the live lookup. Boom, it's actually $11 profit. And this is only $1.50 buy cost. E-score is 19. That's an easy purchase right there. Okay, so now I'm heading over to the DVD section, and I'm actually doing live lookups for all these DVDs. And here's a good example of a DVD right here that I'm going to pick up. So I don't have my triggers on, so you can see it's gray at the top, which is fine. I know it's not aesthetically pleasing. But if you look here, the profit's $9.36. There's only 4 offers. The e-score's 5. Always good when the e-score exceeds the number of offers. That's not a rule of thumb, but I just like to see that because it means everybody could sell out potentially over the next 6 months if nobody comes in stock. And I'm going to pick this up, $9. The buy cost is $2.95, so I'm going to not triple my money, but I'm at least double my money on this. And I'm looking at the Scout IQ. It's called Chart IQ. This is their version of Keepa, and it's not great. You can see, like, it's good to see these green spikes, but it's just really hard to kind of get an idea for what the price is at those spikes. I like to see the whole story. That's why I open Seller Amp and look at the Keepa graph there. But this is definitely a purchase, and the rest of the DVDs weren't great, but I hung out here for about 10 minutes and then went ahead and got out of here. So there is our haul from today. Let's go home, see how much profit I'm left with. I did see the competition in there. I'm not sure if he knew who I was or not. And you guys have to realize, like, it's already kind of weird going in a store, you know, scanning stuff, seeing the competition. But fast forward 6 years since I've been doing this and posting all over YouTube about it, and now almost everybody knows who I am. So when I see competition, there's a high chance they came across at least one of my videos. And I don't know if they like me or not. I don't know if, you know, so it's not just like, oh, here's some competition. It's like, I don't even have to have my scanner out and they know who I am half the time. So for better or for worse, most of the time it's for better, but we didn't talk today. I didn't talk with the competition. Some of this stuff I picked up, and you guys will see in a second, is higher ranked, slower selling stuff. But I do think it should sell reasonably quickly because, you know, there's not that many used offers on this stuff, so not a whole lot of competition when it comes to selling it. And I'll kind of break down why I purchased all this stuff. And we had good luck with the non-barcode stuff today too. You know, that's a lot of times that's going to give you your competitive advantage when you're going through a section. It's just not hitting. Go ahead and pull every little non-barcode book out and then go through again. And if you go through 5 to 10 non-barcode books in a section, you know, and you find just a couple good ones, that could really make up for picked over books. So anyway, let's go home and see how much profit we're left with. All right, so here's the books. Like I said, some of these are higher rank, but they're good higher ranks. And I'll go over my listing process today. It's going to be a slower day. And the reason for that is a lot of these are manual lookups, and I purchased these from McKay's, so you can see the prices on all these. So I'm not going to worry too much about speed, but I got my Rollo printer set up here. Got GoToLister open, and let's rock and roll. So we're going to do fulfilled by Amazon. For the batch name, I'm just going to put McKay's. dash today's date, 4/30. We're going to use smart pricing. This will price our faster moving books at higher prices. Put Avery for listed by. Then for the address, we're going to ship this out of Tennessee. Who labels? We're going to label our own products again. I do have the Rollo printer here. We have 30334 labels. These are actually slightly smaller than 30334, but what I recommend is 30334 labels. And then we'll save 30 cents, 15 to 30 cents per item labeled. And then we're also going to select packing type, since these are books, individual units. Box content, I want to provide box content. That'll save us 15 cents per item, just simply by telling Amazon which items are in which box. Okay. Now that we're in the batch, we're going to put McKay's as the source. For our buy cost, I'm actually going to be changing this for each one. So our first book has a buy cost of $4. So I'll put that in there. For condition description, I'm just going to use one of these generic condition notes. 100% satisfaction guaranteed, shipped directly from Amazon. I don't like how it's in the past tense, so I'm going to change this to ships directly from Amazon. Now this is such a generic condition note that it's going to allow me to not have to change it every time I list a book. So go ahead and scan this in. I have custom SKUs on, so just enter, if you're using custom SKUs, just enter 001 or wherever you want to pick up at. So if your last batch you had 00900, or that wouldn't even make sense. So you can see go to lister price is at $19. I'm just going to open this up and make sure I'm not missing anything on this book. Low prime price, $19. Sales ranks 160,000. That's a pretty fast mover. I'm happy with that price. Let's continue on. Okay, you can see the price for this one's $8. So I'm going to go ahead and change this and go to lister to $8. Scan that up. This next one's $2.95. This next book is $4. $4 again for this book. This next book is $2. All right, so this one is a manual lookup. Again, this didn't have a barcode, but remember, there was a lot of opportunity with the non-barcode books today. So even though the listing process is going to be slower, the sourcing process is going to be slower, you guys will see in just a second here. These are some pretty good books. So there we go. For only $4, you'll see. And for this last book here, this was actually just $1.50 buy cost. All right, so let's see how much we're left with. So again, I'm happy with this being priced at $19.99. It looks like smart pricing with GoToLister. Remember, GoToLister prices your faster moving books at higher prices. This actually grabbed FBA slot 3, which is the buy box price is $31.38. FBA slot 3 is $31.39. So it's just a penny higher, but I mean, I might as well match buy box at that point. Let's keep going. Low news, 20%. So this is looking at the low price, and it's adding 20% on it. So you can see the FBA new offer is $49. The used offer is $17, but there's no used FBA. So this automatically priced it 20% higher than the lowest price. I'm happy with that. It's not a super fast mover, 42,000. If we open this up and look at the Keepa graph and see how many sales this has, 40,000 sounds really good, but this is a DVD. So let's look at the Keepa graph to get a better picture of what's really going on here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, about 3 sales this month, actually. Pretty good. That's actually surprising. And we have a really healthy merchant price here. You can see $14 is the merchant price, $13, $17. Let's look over the course of a year. Oh, this did sell for $4 back in the day. $4. I thought it was going to sell for more. It was $67. It did sell for $45 one time though, so I could get a little greedy here. Probably priced it at $30, but this isn't a super fast mover. I'm just going to get the sale. I can buy a box at $20. It's a solid $9 profit. So you know the saying, pigs get fed, hogs get slaughtered. Don't be too greedy. This is priced at FBA slot 2. Again, it's only a penny higher, so I'm gonna go back down to $29.99 here at buy box price. It's gonna make me $16 profit. Sales ranks medium, 649,000, not a super fast mover. I'm not even gonna look at the Keepa though, because I'm happy with that pricing. Okay, here we have a purple notification here. So GoToLister notifies you when there's 0 FBA offers. That's a huge opportunity to price your books at more profitable prices. This is a 2.8 million ranked book though. It's a very slow seller. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna come in at the low price. I'm not gonna be too greedy with this, but let's just look at the Keepa and I'll show you guys why I made this purchase. So this was a $4 book that was left on the shelf at, a highly competitive thrift store. Why did nobody else pick this up? Probably because their triggers just rejected it. They probably had some arbitrary rule of, I'm not going to accept any books that are over 2 million ranked. But look at this. Over the last year, we have a sale at $50. We have a sale at $50, 3 sales at $50. We have a sale at $52. So every time this green line goes down, that's a sale. We have another sale. So over the last year, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sales. And there's not much competition at all. We have 2 used offers on this book. Again, I'm not going to be super greedy with this. I mean, I'm just going to match the low price just to ensure that I get this next sale. I mean, I can go a little bit higher, but 2.8 million rank, you don't want to mess around too much with slow sellers. And I don't think there's any FBA. There's no FBA competition. Technically, I could price this at a premium, but I'm not going to just because I want to get the sale. All right, here we go. We have another 0 FBA offer. So let's see what's going on here. These Native American books are really good. And that was a freshly stocked section. I saw this lady adding books there. That's how I knew to go over there and scan the book. So we have a $5 sale here, a $5 sale, $5 sale. This is not great, but I don't think there's any prime offers right now. Like I was saying, 1.5 million rank, not very, I mean, that's not a super fast seller. If we look at the Keepa over the last year, this does have, we had a lot of sales recently with it, but there's no proof of this book really selling for a whole lot, but there's only 1 offer left. Let's see here. It did not sell for 26 even. Let's go out to all time. Yeah, this is why I purchased this book. So if we go back to 2022, you can see this book was selling for, right around 29 bucks. I'm actually going to price this at 29 because I want to make sure I get the sale. We'll price it $34.99 because there's no proof of this book. This book did sell for 47. Actually, let's make that money. I'm just going to match low price, which we did, $40.32. That's going to be $25 profit. We only paid $2 for the book. There's only 1 offer currently, so I only have one seller to compete against. And I'm the prime offer, so I'm going to be the next sale. 99% chance I'll be the next sale because the other offer is just a merchant. All right, this was a non-barcode book that was hanging out on the shelf. And I believe I looked at the Keepa graph in store for this book. Let's see what I paid for it. I paid $4. And okay, this book was selling for $12. Not great, but it did have 1 sale at $60. That's pretty exciting. And if we zoom out to a year, healthy merchant price, $16. Not great. Let's go to all time. All right, here's some good stuff. I mean, this book was selling consistently for 39 bucks back in the day, 40 bucks. So currently it's like a weird buy box situation here. $59.99 is the low price. Not a super fast mover, 2.7 million rank. I'm not going to mess around here. Oh, this is with shipping. So I'm going to go $63.98 because the low price is $59.99 plus shipping. So yeah, I'm happy with that price. GoToLister price at $63.99. Same difference. We're going to be the next sale because we're the low prime offer. Again, I say we're going to be the next sale. That just means most likely. Amazon gives buy box to prime sellers. As long as you're priced competitively, you're probably going to be the next sale. Now, this looks way inflated. At 135 is probably way too high. Was that the buy box price? No, this is going – you can see smart pricing priced it 10% below the new price. This is a 2.2 million ranked book. Pretty slow seller. Again, this takes a lot of finesse what I'm doing here. A lot of people are leaving these books on the shelves. These are really good books. I guarantee you most of these books sell and I turn a profit in the next few months.
So this sold for 54, 54, 56, 74, 75. I mean, this book's been selling for a decent amount. And I love the consistency in these sales. Currently, it's buy boxing for 150, which is crazy. That's the new buy box. Let's look at the used offers here. We can just go back to go-to lister. Look at the used offers, 56, 58, 58. I mean, for a 2.2 million ranked book, not going to be greedy. I'm just going to match the low price, and we'll get that next sale. Now, if this was like a 200,000 ranked book, I would 100% come in at the prime bump of $70-ish, a 20% prime bump. But right now, I'm not going to mess around with that too much. Okay, last book here. Only paid $1.50 for it. FBA slot 2 is $24.55. We're making an extra couple bucks just by pricing at FBA slot 2. So you can see the buy box is $23.30. We're going to wait for this buy box seller to sell out. Then we'll be at $24.55. So I can make an extra $1.50 simply by being patient. This is looks like a semi-fast mover, 500,000. That's not a fast mover, but a medium selling book. Let's see what the Keepa looks like. Oh, Amazon's on the listing. That's not good. Zoom out to all time or to the year. Let's zoom out to all time, see what's going on here. Yeah, this book, nothing to be greedy with this book. So let's go back here. $24.55, probably too. I didn't realize. Yeah, I mean, I should have looked over here. Amazon, whenever you see that on go-to list or that A, that means Amazon's on there. I'm just going to match buy box here, $23.30. So these are slower moving books. That's why I wasn't super optimistic with my pricing. Like I wasn't pricing, as high as I could have. But I want to sell these books, and these books will sell. These are good books. There's not a whole lot of FBA competition on these. There's a low number of used offers, which means I'm probably going to be the next sale on a lot of these books. And we're left with $200 profit. I'll probably realize $150 of this true profit. I only paid $36 for these books, so I'm pretty happy with it. So
hopefully y'all enjoyed that little video. If you want 25 books that sell for over $20, I'll put together something for you guys. Click the link below. Also, you'll be put in our community of booksellers where we all have one mission, and that's to make more money selling books on Amazon. So much love. Catch you in the next video. Peace out, guys.